Hello, how you guys doing? Hope you're doing well out there. Let me get my mic up here. I usually have my other mic. Well, this time I'm going to focus on some Uncle Ruckus's black people. And from a black people, you know who Uncle Ruckus is. I'm about to show you something from shout out to these content creators. One is going to be a conservative page, and what you're about to see, if you're a black American, you're going to trip out what I'm about to show you.
Inflation is squeezing wallets. Our borders are failing.
Then I'm going
and
to show you.
Democrats like Sherrod Brown are celebrating.
She can claim to be black because of her Jamaican father. She is not a black person.
What? What? What is going on? Hi, my name is Reese Waters and I'm troubled. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the page. Now you might remember when Clancy Mice decided to intentionally butcher Kamala Harris's name.
I fought my way through it.
So pronounce her name right.
Let me actually get it. And
right.
Kamala Harris, if I
Thankfully now there's a program to help her with that.
What are you here to do?
To teach you how to say your auntie's name.
Okay, so how do you pronounce it?
First you say comma like a comma in a sentence. Then you say la like la 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 la.
Put it together and it's 1, 2, 3, Kamala.
Well, before Nipsey Moose went off the rails, they were actually discussing a black-owned MAGA store in
The new 290 horsepower.
own MAGA store in Virginia. And let me first say that after I initially recoiled at the thought of a black-owned MAGA store, the idea of siphoning MAGA money to black people is actually quite revolutionary. Like we know that the MAGA people are going to spend money on the hats and the t-shirts and the hoodies and the jackets and the mud flaps and the beer koozies and the court-ordered ankle monitors, but being able to siphon that money away and circulate it in the black community is actually quite admirable. It's like maybe the most honest conservative grift there is out there. Instead of pretending to back the blue and hating all things brown despite the fact that that color emanates from my face, I'm just going to sell you the thing that I know that you want anyway and take your money. It's kind of direct. Anyway, I thought you should see this.
As recent polls show, Vice President Harris gaining momentum in her bid for the presidency. They also show her winning over more support from a key voting bloc, black voters. According to data this week from Pew Research Center, 77% of black voters support Harris compared to 64% who backed Biden in July. Trump's support among black voters is unchanged at around 13%. Now, this comes as the former president is trying to appeal more to the black community, a group that has long and overwhelmingly backed Democrats. CNN's Ellie Reeves spent time recently in Virginia at a shop selling Trump merchandise that's run by a black woman.
Every woman ought to have one of these. It's one of those things that when people see one, then they want one.
Is that a bathing suit or a Confederate flag? Or a Confederate flag bathing suit? I have seen all combinations of them, and never did I feel like, oh, you said women.
Same thing with the Confederate hat. You know why? Because people don't think you have the nerve to do it.
Okay, so wait, are we wearing these ironically, or, I mean, you're wearing it because people don't think you have the nerve, so I'm assuming that this is all a joke.
Joanne Price runs a Trump store in Christiansburg, Virginia. When Joe Biden announced he wouldn't run for president again, was there any part of you who felt a pull to vote for Harris?
No, absolutely not. I would not vote for either one of them. I would not vote Democrat ticket. No way.
Okay, just so we're clear, it is not ironic. Go on.
This is a white privilege card. And this is just a play. It just says this card trumps everything, and it gives a barrier, happiness and success because of the color of the skin.
And who buys that?
White people.
Okay.
It's funny.
And then when you give it to a state trooper, they let you go. Won't write you a ticket.
You think so?
So I've experienced it.
Wait, really?
And then he said, okay, he laughed at it and gave it back to me and did not write me a ticket.
Okay, now help me with this. Does the use of the white privilege card disprove white privilege? Especially when the troopers actually let you go? Do y'all have any idea what irony means?
This actually happened at least once elsewhere. In 2022, a woman claimed Alaska police let her go without a ticket when she flashed a white privilege card instead of a driver's license.
It's humorous to us, you know. It really is. It's humorous to the average American here, you know.
He was a Republican too.
Oh yeah. Hilarious.
Trump has been working to appeal to black voters, and polls showed some success when Biden was still in the race, but have since gone down. The Trump campaign this year has made a big effort to reach out to black voters. What do you think of their efforts?
I think their efforts are succeeding tremendously. All the things that have happened to President Trump, the attacks on him, have done nothing more than strengthen black people's connection to him, because now he's someone who is the target of a struggle, and they have always felt that they've been a target.
Okay, so help me with this one. So if you are ceding that black people feel like they've always been a target of the struggle, then why then would white privilege be a joke? You can't have it both ways, lady. Yes, I have a return. Yes, you're nonsense.
I did prison ministries for 5 years, so, you know, if you're a convicted felon and then somebody else is a convicted felon, there's a camaraderie there.
Oh, okay, I got it. So you must be, you convicted felon? Huh? I wouldn't be surprised. What in America just think of this before? And just run felons?
Church's new Tinder wraps. Choose any two starting at $4. Church's.
Jared has sheathed his blade and ducked into cover to scan the area before whipping out his potion for a quick pull to enhance his senses and sharpen.
What in America just think of this before? And just run felons?
Donald Trump attacked Kamala Harris, questioning her racial identity. She's black.
Promoting Indian heritage. I didn't know she was black until a number of years ago when she happened to turn black, and now she wants to be known as black.
He's acknowledged his commentary has provoked mixed reactions. Price is just one person and not a swing voter, but we were curious what she made of his comments, given that she's a black woman and fervent Trump supporter and former local Republican Party chair.
Yeah, she is definitely not a swing voter. She probably voted for George Wallace. Now let me just tell you what seeing that hat, I'm a Trump girl, get over it, means to me. It's one thing that you just want to support the man, but you clearly are not secure in your choice, or you wouldn't have put get over it on the hat. You clearly are not secure in your choice, or you wouldn't have said at the beginning of this piece, they don't think that you have the nerve to do it. Why do you think anybody else has all of this significant interest on what you decide to do with all of the time that you clearly wouldn't otherwise use for anything constructive? Sounds like you need to get over it. I have.
How do you make sense of how Trump talks about Vice President Kamala Harris? That he sort of suggests that he doesn't understand her biracial background, that first she was Indian and then she was black.
I don't understand it either. She's Indian and she's Jamaican.
Yeah.
Is she black?
I mean, do you not think she's black?
Is she? Was she born here?
Yes.
Yes. Were her parents citizens? No.
Okay. But we have birthright citizenship in America.
Mm-hmm. We call that anchor.
People can't immigrate here and not be citizens, but have green cards and work permits.
Yeah, that's true. However, she can claim to be black because of her Jamaican father. You know, that's her right. We're a melting pot, you know, because I basically have a combination in my family as well.
What? What? What is going on?
How do you reconcile that? Like, you have a history of blended families in your family. How do you reconcile that with Trump seeming to not understand how Kamala Harris could have a blended family herself?
She could have a blended family. What I'm saying is his comments about that, I think he's making a point. And, you know, I'm not so disturbed by that.
But what is the point he's making?
The point he's making simply is that she is not a black person.
I can tell you this. She ain't alone.
There were some mixed views on the idea of a woman president. What do you think about Kamala Harris?
Kamala Harris, may I say this, and hopefully that you ladies won't get offended. But because of what happened in the Garden of Eden, there will never be an elected woman, whether she's black or white, that will occupy the White House that God would ever stand behind.
See, at the point at which he said that, you should have just got rid of all his footage. I mean, really, or just led with that. Lead with that so I know exactly how to process everything else that comes out of his mouth.
I'm not sure America's quite ready for female leadership. It would be wonderful to have a female president if and when one arises that has conservative values that are going to lead the nation in prosperity.
Did Joe Biden dropping out change your view of the election at all?
Oh, it surely did. I think she's going to be worse than Joe. I just don't think she has the experience. I think she was only chosen because she was a woman.
Yes, the Joe and the hoe must go. Why leave the anti-blackness by itself when you can throw sexism in with it? Oh, they love it. They're together. They laugh and they laugh.
진짜 한국에선 어떻게 먹는지 알려줄까? K-바비큐? 신김치랑 먹어야지.
Well, I'm about to take you to something comical recently. And this is dealing with two content creators talking about Myron Fit.
Yo, what's going on YouTube? It's your boy YTV Man, and today we are talking about, once again, our good friend Myron Gaines. Now, if you guys do not remember, there was a whites only space on X where they essentially were talking so much crap about Myron. They were calling him so many different obscenities, calling him the N-word, yada yada yada, just basically saying how they do not respect this man. And guys, keep in mind, Myron was once a speaker within this whites only space on Twitter, and he decided to hop in this whites only space one more time, and guess what, guys? They kicked him out. Instead of disrespecting this man behind his back, they did it to his face. They called him an N-word to his face. They said this is a whites only space, and they kicked him out of it. So we're going to react to this short clip, and then we are going to discuss. But before we get into it, please do me a favor, do not forget to share, like, and subscribe. It really helps me out with the channel. It lets me know that you are rocking with the content. Thank you once again to everybody who has been subscribed as of late. I really do appreciate it. And without further ado, let's just get into it. By the way, if I mute anything, just assume that they said the N-word. Just use your imagination at this point.
Don't read him nothing, HT. Tell that to go find it himself.
Woo! Yes, sir, listen, let's just stick with the Americans for now. And then we got this fucking... The naturalization act. Like, bro, you're with the standard guy. Yo, you're British, right?
Bro.
So I didn't understand that, because these guys do not sound British. They honestly sound Australian. I could be wrong, but they most definitely sound Australian.
You don't know you. Hold on.
Yeah.
Hey, Myron, you're in a hostile area, bro.
And I'm not scared to have a conversation with you guys because I'm not a pussy.
Okay, well,
you're gonna have to either kick me out or whatever.
You're not gonna have a conversation with him. That's what I'm trying to say.
Okay, well, this dude's a so whatever. this guy. Like, dude, I know you're mad about
Like, black men are like most likely to fuck out of black men.
He's not British. He's not British.
Kick this.
That's the fucking first mistake you made. He's not British.
I give a f*** about you.
Oh, yeah. I told you he wasn't going to have a conversation, bro.
I'm sorry, sir. It's a white space. We've known that. I know. They're the f***ing rules. No need.
You heard that at the end, right? This is a white space. No N-words. Why is he in here? Myron, why are you in there? I know what your fans are probably going to say. Myron isn't afraid to talk to anyone. He'll debate anybody. But why? Why do you willingly want to be a part of a group that does not want you there? What is the point? They explicitly said they do not like you. This is like the equivalent of a guy so desperately trying to talk and court this girl that he likes, but he knows that she does not like him, but he's still trying and trying and trying. He's getting her flowers. He's buying her crap just so that he could be a part of this group. Bro, they don't want you. It's fine. Give it up. Stop buying these people flowers. And I also find it very ironic that this group of white men are calling him the same thing that he hates. Myron has said time and time again that he is a racist. He has referred to himself as a racist. So I just find it very funny that the thing that you hate the most, you are being called that by these people that you want to be a part of. We already saw where you made a comment where you pretty much referred to yourself as white. You said we when talking about white people. Myron, bro, you are never going to be white. You are never going to be white. And this group of people are never going to accept you. Get that through your thick skull. And I find it even more interesting that Myron will have so much smoke for black people, as of late, Indians. He always talked about the Jewish community. He has smoke for everybody else. But the only thing that he says about white people is that they're bland. There's nothing special about them. That's his only argument when it comes to white people. When they were talking crap about Myron the last time, when I covered them in my last video, Myron didn't even have a response. He didn't have a response. He didn't go on some sort of Twitter rant like he usually does for black people. I find it so funny that even though they are blatantly disrespecting this man, he still doesn't have any smoke for them. Still, to this day. Why? And I looked through his tweets. He is saying nothing about these guys. What is it about this group of races? Like, why? I understand that you are also racist, but if they have said time and time again that they don't want you a part of their group, what, are you slow? They don't want you, bro. And I'm sorry to keep having to say this. You are not white. You are not white. These racist white people do not want you a part of their group. They don't want you a part of any type of conversation. Stop trying. I don't want to hear the excuse, well, I'm just trying to debate them. I debate anybody. I don't care what they... Stop. Yes. Stop, because it's making you look stupid, and it's making you even look worse when you do not have the same smoke for your white daddies as you do black people. I don't understand. Where is that hostility that you usually carry towards black people? Why are you not giving this group the same amount of hostility? Why? You know why? It's probably because he still so desperately wants to be a part of them. He still wants to be accepted by them. Bro, just accept it. You are never going to be white. It's okay. I'm gonna just throw out a random scenario, right? Let's say you were trying to get into somebody's party, right? And the person that is hosting this party has explicitly told you, I don't like you. I don't like your kind. You are not welcome here. How would you guys react? Cool. I'm going to leave because I don't want to be anywhere where I'm not welcome.
Right.
Wonderful. Cool. You don't like me? alright, I guess I don't like you now. It's that simple. How cringe would it be if you saw a person that just got told that, still trying to actively argue and actively trying to get into said party? That would be so cringe to see. And also, now that I'm thinking about it, maybe Myron doesn't have smoke for this group, because at the end of the day, like, what would he really say? Like, he can't say, yeah, these guys are racist pieces of crap, yada yada yada, because you are too. You are. You align with these people more than any black person. So again, what can he say? What can he say? And it's funny because they probably think this man is so stupid and weird because he is disavowing and being racist towards essentially his own kind. Now I know you guys are going to say Myron isn't black, blah, 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 whatever. They see Myron as black. They see him as black, which is why they're calling him the N-word.
Exactly.
But that's how they probably think that Myron is so weird. Because they're probably sitting around saying, haha, look at this N-word. He's talking so much crap about his own people, but he doesn't even realize that he's one of them.
Exactly.
They are probably laughing their asses off. And here you are constantly trying to be a part of their spaces. Myron, have the same energy for these folks that you have for black people, please. Where did all of that go? Gosh, even when they totally disrespect you and kick you out of their Twitter space, you still want to protect your white daddies. Amen. Couldn't be me. But you guys let me know what you think in the comments down below. Do you agree with anything that I said?
Well, I agree. And you know what they the kind of people sit back because they know his parents come from the West African country, so they know they're gonna refer to him like, hey, he need to take his camel and go ride somewhere, and you can put the other word, what they said at the end of it. That's what they refer to him as. I mean, you know what I'm saying? You don't understand. White people when they'll make up white people like that who talk like the men. They'll make up a name, call them, the sand. You know what that word is? What they call Middle Eastern people, derogatory name is sand Negro. I'm gonna say it like that, and because he's from the Middle East, I'm surprised they probably said that to him. But they just this is crazy, man. It's crazy.
So Myron was in a whites-only Twitter space on Twitter because that's what the app has become now. It has become a very anti-Semitic, anti-black, very much white supremacist platform. Thanks to Elon. I admit, I stand corrected. I was wrong. Elon was going to be a negative force. I didn't know at the time, I thought he was just going to bring free speech. This was months and months, like a year ago, actually. And I thought it would just be free speech. I was wrong, and I surrendered the fact that I was wrong. So Myron decided to involve himself in a whites-only Twitter space. Don't know why he would do that. Don't know why he wants to be around them. But this is a recurring theme with Myron. This is the same Myron who called Abba and Preach monkeys, specifically called Preach a monkey, ran around the room making ooh-ooh-ah-ah sounds, doing the mustache man salute and putting on Ku Klux Klan robes. That's the guy that we're talking about right now. Furthermore, this is a guy who also said the Klan got a lot of things right.
Because it's just a word that everybody says now.
The Klan was right about a lot of shit, man. Well, the Klan was right about a lot of shit. They're right about a lot of shit, man. This talk is crazy, bro. This is fucking wild shit, man. What the fuck is... What is this? Period. All this shit. All the degenerate terms, the butchering of the English language comes from black people, bro. It's fucking terrible.
Claiming that black people degraded the English language, despite the fact that black Americans learned English from white Southerners. Anyways, Myron's in these people's space, and for some reason, he doesn't realize they don't want him there, because apparently whites only in the title isn't clear enough.
Reading nothing, HT. Tell that and he can go find it himself.
Yes, sir, listen, let's just stick with the Americans for now.
And then we got this fucking...
The naturalization act.
Bro, you're with the standard guy. Yo, you're British, right?
Bro, you don't know you.
Yeah.
Hey, Myron, you're in a hostile
and I'm not
area,
scared
bro.
to have conversation with you guys because I'm not a pussy.
Okay, well,
you're gonna have to either kick me out or whatever.
You're not gonna have a conversation with him. That's what I'm trying to say.
Okay, well, this dude's so whatever. British guy, dude, I know you're mad about
black men are most like.
I mean, it's like Myron is sitting there saying, like, if you guys don't want me here, you're gonna have to kick me out. Gee, the title says whites only. The space is abundantly clear. They said whites only. And you're like, oh, I want to have a conversation. I'm not afraid to have a conversation with you guys.
Oh my goodness.
The title again says whites only.
Yeah.
Why are you there?
Exactly.
Disturbing their day, ruining their day. These are individuals who thrive off of hatred and negativity. They hate anything that is not white. They hate seeing black people breathe oxygen, drink water, have fun, enjoy life. And here you come to their Twitter space, ruining the last that Elon gave them something, and here you come ruining it. I can't even, look, I hate to say it, but I'm not mad at the white supremacists in this situation. Gee, they put in the title, whites only. You can't just like not be there? You see anybody else there? I'm not there, ain't nobody else there. No one else is there but you. When Oblin Preach sat there and said that Myron wanted to be white, I gave Myron a little bit of grace. I said, you know what? Myron's racist, but I don't think he wants to be a white man. But now I genuinely have to sit there and surrender the point to Oblin Preach. They're right. Who sees a space that says whites only and joins and wants to talk? If I ever did join a chat like this, I'm not going to speak. I might listen, but I'm not going to speak. Why do you feel the need to be a part of what they got going on? They don't want you there. I don't understand why it's so hard for him to understand. They don't want you there. And to top it all off, so Myron gets into a spat with one of these white nationalists and says he's like British or something. Anyone listening to the guy's accent can tell he's either Australian or he's from New Zealand. I haven't heard the accent of the latter in a long time, can't really tell the difference, but he's definitely not British. Myron goes on to sit there and say, oh, what are you mad about 1776? Myron, they're mad about the fact that you are black. That is what they are mad about. You are black and you are in their whites only, white supremacist space. Move out of the way. They don't want you there. How insecure in your race do you have to be to willingly join a space of white supremacists blatantly telling you in the title, gee, we don't want you here. We don't want you. We don't want you here. They're making it abundantly clear.
White man only.
He's not British. He's not British.
Kick this nigga.
That's the fucking first mistake you made. He's not British.
Did they just kick him? I guess they kicked him.
I'm gonna have a conversation, bro. You just should have bought your time.
One question. You guys couldn't keep your shut for you. One question.
What was it?
I wanted to ask him about his votes and hosts. He runs party odds for incel men. You guys gotta come correct with some thoughtful.
Alright. I'll let him back up here. But only fucking radio gets.
I'm sorry, sir. It's a fucking white space. We've known that.
I know.
They're the fucking rules. Known it.
Well, said it himself. You know the rules. I don't understand. Does Myron think because he's not black American, he's better? I don't really know what the white supremacists like. What's the brochure, handbook, itinerary, guide? I don't know what it says. You know, one minute they're like, oh, well, the black Americans have European DNA. That's why they have a higher IQ. But the immigrant blacks are way better. And I can never tell with these people what they believe specifically. But the fact that Myron seems to think that because he's not of American black origin that he's somehow better or superior is laughable. These people don't believe in stuff like that. In their mind, all non-whites are the same, unless you're like Asian or something. But unless you are like East Asian, Japanese, Chinese, all non-whites to them are equally inferior in every conceivable way.
You have to be fair complected.
Myron seems to believe that they can bond together on their hatred of black Americans. And the reality is that's just not true. That's not how this works. White supremacy is not some kind of meritocracy. You can't skill your way to the top. You can't hard work your way to the top. You can't talent your way to the top. It's a system specifically built so that white men, no matter how bummy, unaccomplished, untalented, unattractive, slow, both physically and mentally, no matter how just like bummy an individual white man is, he will always be above the most skilled white woman, black man, any other non-white male group
Tell
no
it.
matter how much better that individual might be to that white man, the system is set up to where that white man can always be superior. Now, this isn't a shot against white men as a racial group or as a gender group. I'm just describing white supremacy. Because, see, Myron seems to think he understands America better than black Americans do. He understands how race works better than black Americans do, race as a social construct. The reality is, Myron, I don't think you do understand it better than we do.
No, we don't.
And this seems to be a recurring theme with black people who are ultra-conservative, who come from, you know, non-Caribbean, non-black American backgrounds. You have rare cases like Candace Owens, who thinks that because she's Caribbean she's better, but she's not even really a Virgin Islander. Like, I don't even know if she's ever even lived in Virgin Islands. But there seems to be this idea of, well, I'm not that kind of black, so I'm better. Or I'm not black at all, therefore I'm better. It doesn't work that way. It never has worked that way.
No.
The space says whites only.
Right.
It says whites only. These are people who believe one drop of black blood ruins an entire bloodline.
Exactly.
Why does Myron seem to think that because he's not black American, or because he was in law enforcement, or because he's hung out around white people his whole life, that somehow he's a part of the club? That's not what white supremacy is.
No.
White supremacy, like any form of racism, be it, you know, white racism, black racism, it taps into the lowest, most base parts of the human experience.
Yes.
Pride, fear, ego. These are people who derive their sense of self and belonging from being white.
Exactly.
This is what drives them to wake up in the morning.
Hello.
Because for a lot of these people, they have nothing but whiteness going for them.
Exactly.
A lot of these people aren't attractive.
Yeah.
They're not interesting. They're not funny. They're not cool. They don't have interesting personal lives. These are people who are oftentimes living really horrible lives behind the scenes.
Mm-hmm.
And this is how they feel better. By hating on other groups, by shitting on other groups of people, by excluding other groups of people. This is how they derive their feeling of belonging, their feeling of importance, their feeling of direction in the world. And frankly, Myron, you're taking that from them. You're being greedy. Mm-hmm. You already have a big podcast in which you get hundreds of thousands of views per day. You guys, probably millions a day. You guys make shitloads of money every time you stream. Even though you've been, you know, demonetized, I still think you guys are making a pretty good amount of money. You guys, you have something really good going for yourself. Why do you feel the need to hang around these people? You do realize that you are more accomplished than probably the vast majority of the white people in that room. You've actually worked for the U.S. government and contributed to this nation in a like measurable way. You've defended this nation from criminals and cartels and all of that. You were a federal agent, bro. You created a highly successful podcast. From what I hear, you're the brains behind the entire thing. You're the guy who knows how to work all the tech on the podcast. And I've watched that podcast. You guys have amazing tech, from the hardware to the software. I've heard that you're the one behind all of that. That's what I've heard. That's what I've been told by people who work in the space. That's Myron's the guy who's on point. So imagine accomplishing all of these things and still trying to find some sort of belonging, trying to find some sense of basically belonging amongst people who believe themselves to be superior to you and can't measure to you in any conceivable way in society. I don't know how you can look at MAGA and think that because someone's white, they're inherently better than you. The reality is, and this is something that a lot of white supremacists don't want to talk about, is just like how they say some races are better at some things than others, some people are better at life than you, and a lot of them aren't white. There are a lot of non-white people who are better than white supremacists at life.
Exactly.
They're nicer.
That's true.
More interesting.
Right.
Cooler, smarter, funnier.
Right.
Better looking.
Right.
More cooperative.
Right.
Those people exist, and it's hard for them to accept.
Exactly.
Now, Myron's not the nicest guy in the world. I see him beefing with women left and right on Twitter and blah, 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 but generally speaking, Myron's still more accomplished than the average white supremacist. I don't know why Myron seems to think he can actually be accepted by these people. The reality is that although Nick Fuentes might tolerate you, although other white nationalists might tolerate you, realize and understand something. Their supporters really don't like you all that much. They really don't. And the more ground white nationalists and white supremacists gain, the less of a reason they have to keep you around. People like Myron are useful idiots. You are to be kept around until the mission is accomplished, and then you are to be gotten rid of. The reality is, you are black. They don't want you around.
Exactly.
You're getting all angry and frustrated with your presence because the space specifically says whites only. On some level, I gotta take their side. Why are you bothering them?
Right.
Why are you up in their business?
Right.
They literally put in the title, whites only. Here come you. Hi! Like, nobody invited you. Well, I hope nobody invited you. Because that would mean they don't even know how to put up a... Y'all don't even know how to do a simple space on Twitter? The title say whites only, and somebody decided to invite him? I hope that's what happened, so Myron has an alibi, because if not, that's crazy to just see the title and still press good. But look, these people will never accept you. They will never, ever, 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 ever accept you. Ever. And that's okay. There are white... If you need white acceptance, let's just say that's what you need to feel better. There are perfectly kind, polite, likable, lovable white people out there.
Right.
That like you.
Right.
That will tolerate you.
Right.
I tolerate this black man. Some people know what I'm talking about.
Right.
There are white people out there who are not racist. Why don't you just hang around them?
Exactly.
Why do you have to be around white supremacists? And this is why, like, I can't take people like Myron seriously, because the argument is not all white people are racist, but it's like, okay, like, why do you only want to hang around the racist ones then? It seems like the racist ones have more value to you.
So, I got a message for people like Myron. I'm about to show you. Since you want to be around him, watch what happened to this young man in Canada. Watch this.
Okay, because I had no idea about this horrible thing going on right here in Canada, and I will put the link to the video.
This is for people like Myron.
Story 704 made about this topic as well. It will be in the pinned comment. Okay, it'll be in the pinned comment. Now, a brother in Canada by the name of Shamar Dante Barnett, 25 years of age. Okay, 25 years of age, people. It's this simple. Shamar Dante Barnett, he was invited to a party with white people, okay? That's a party where he was the only black person there.
Listen.
He was invited to this party by a co-worker. I don't know this co-worker's name, okay? So Shamar goes into this party, all white people. He's the only black person there. And then later on, he went to the morgue. It's just that stupid, people. It's just that stupid. Shamar Dante Barnett went to a party. He's 25 years of age with white people, an all-white party. A white co-worker of his invited him. Shamar goes to the party. He's the only black person there. Shamar went to the morgue later on. Shamar's mother said that nobody contacted her. The white people at the party, the co-worker, so-called friend, the party goers, the police, the people who owned this house where the party was at, nobody contacted her, people. And to this day, his mother, Shamar Barnett's mother, does not know what happened to her son. To this day, she doesn't know what happened to her son. Now, the police told his mother that her son, Shamar, drowned. They told her that he drowned.
Listen.
But when she went to go see his body, she said there was visible bruising on his body. He was bleeding from his eyes and his nose, and his front teeth were missing. None of these white people at this party, whether it be co-workers or the white dude that he went with, that's in that picture right there, I don't know his name. People, if you know his name, get in the comments. Or if you know where he worked at, okay? None of them called his mother to offer any condolences, nor did any of them show up to his funeral.
Ain't that something?
They just kept on white people in, doing what they wanted to do.
Ain't that something?
Went on with their white Canadian lives as if it was no big deal. So the dude who invited Shamar to the party, the so-called friend, Shamar's mother finally talked to him, and she asked him why Shamar had missing teeth. And the white dude said that when he was on the phone with emergency or EMTs, they told him to open Shamar's mouth. So when they told him to do that, he went and got a wooden spoon to open Shamar's mouth, and that's what knocked Shamar's teeth out. That's what the white dude said, y'all. So this so-called white friend, co-worker, and the rest of these people, they just went on with their life white people in like it's nothing. His mom is trying to investigate and trying to get some results. No help at all. No help from the white community out there in Mississauga. Okay, am I pronouncing that right? I believe this party was in Mississauga, Canada. My bad, I didn't say that at first, okay? I believe that's where the house party was at, in this place called Mississauga. If I'm pronouncing it wrong, people get in the comments. My bad, I was supposed to say that first. But no assistance at all from these white people, and it's just that stupid, y'all. It's just that stupid. Condolences to the family of Shamar Barnett, okay? This is a shame, man. And I know many people who follow this channel, you're not shocked at all. I'm not. We've seen it numerous times, okay? I would hope that youths 25 years of age like Shamar Barnett will watch more videos like this, or these type of videos, and take them serious and understand how you're supposed to move in a world with more situational awareness. And yes, there is a category of situational awareness when it comes to white people. There's situational awareness in your neighborhood. There's situational awareness at your job, pulling up to the gas station, going to an amusement park. And there is a category, situational awareness, around white people. You do not go to a house and barricade yourself in with all white people. You don't know if they got locks, where they lock the door where you can't get out, none of that. You know what I mean? Shamar thought that these people were his white buddies or whatever, co-workers and friends, like many of the youth do when they end up brutalized, beat to death. You know what I'm saying? We have all the proof from our history of these things happening to our people, to black people, I'm sure in Canada as well. United States, Canada, wherever. But people do not want to have any respect for those who lost their lives before them. They want to carry on, okay? These are the people who get down in comments when they see videos of the way things are worded. It rubs them the wrong way. They don't like it, and they'll say, "Oh, it's radical." I'm not saying Shamar would have did that. I don't know. I'm not putting that on him. But you know, you see this quite often. You see this quite often. So now his mother's out there. I believe a Jamaican lady in Canada. Nobody's coming to help her. It's a shame. White man's land. They out there in white man's land. They just let black people come there from the continent of Africa or the islands, and they can come move to Canada. White man's land. Believe that, okay? This stuff happens more than people know. There's not even stories out about this, people, like that. You know what I'm saying? Because when this type of stuff happens, it's like, okay, if it was in the United States, it would be a little bit more of a story, possibly. Maybe not, because there are plenty of stories also in the United States of black people going out with white, and it's just like, oh, well, you know, they said this happened and that's it. Okay, that's it? You know what I mean? And the tricky part about these type of situations to the youth is, you know, somebody like Shamar or many others, they might have been to these type of atmospheres, to all white parties, you know, 5 times, nothing happened. 10 times, 20 times, whatever. Nothing happened. All it takes is one time. You know what I mean? So it doesn't matter if he or she went to a party with white people 20 times before. All it takes is one time. And these are the people who say things like, oh, well, you know, I've been to parties, you know, with white people 17 times. My white co-workers and my white buddies, and nothing ever happened. Okay. Okay. All it takes is one time. You'd go to that bonfire. You'd go to that house party at LSU in Louisiana somewhere with white people out in Toronto, Canada, or Mississauga, or wherever else. A ski trip. You know, oh, I done did this plenty times before. These are my buddies. Okay. And this is the thing about it, people. This is the thing about it, man. We know something can happen to you around white people, around black people. We know that. But when the white people do it to you, there will be no justice. They can do whatever they want to do to you. You know what I'm saying? If it's black people, at least you know somebody you know might know these black people. It's gonna be some vigilante justice in your hood. Your people know, oh yeah, they did that to such and such. We gonna get, we gonna sit on that. We gonna sit on it. It ain't gonna be no justice for you, man. These white people could do whatever. They dog push you in an ocean, beat the brakes off you, beat your teeth out. Yo, they do what they want to these people, yo. You know what I'm saying? And just the fact that Here's the thing that a lot of people don't want to accept, man. This is something that a lot of you holding on strong, hopeful, this little light of mine singing Negroes just don't want to get. This is what a lot of y'all don't want to get, man. And you learn this about white people, especially in that age group that Shamar was in. The more you go around white people, they can sniff weakness. White people love weak black people. A lot of them are like vultures. They like to have these weak Negroes around so that they can flex their N-word jokes. So it might not even be a situation where that person involved, that subject who was black, did something to them. If a white person gets mad at a situation that they got in on a road earlier with a black person, if they turn on the news or TV and they see black people dancing, if they see some black person doing something and people applauding, they know they can't get at that black. They wait. You know what I'm saying?
Listen.
Oh, we got little Negro being here at the party. Oh, and he's sitting there looking stupid. I'm not talking about Shamar, he passed away. I'm talking about in general. And all it take, if it's a house party of 27 white, all it take is one. He gonna do what he wanna do, and the rest of them will form Pelvotron. You'll be somewhere stretched out, laying in leaves somewhere. You know what I mean? Your people's like, what happened? That's what it is, people. It happened numerous times. White people, they can sniff a Negro out who's detached from his people. Oh, she detached. You be in there like Tamla Horsford. He detached. Because you know, y'all, when our people get around him, they be in there trying to, you know, be the life of the party or be that attractive super Negro. Quite often, you know, try to be the one, oh, he's that oh, he can dance or she can dance or he's that. This is what these people do. A lot of times, y'all, here's the thing. A lot of times, y'all, a lot of black people that we know, you know, I know, because I've seen this before. You don't know how they be acting when they get around white people. They might act a certain way around you.
Mm-hmm.
But when that snowstorm come and they get around all them white people, it's a whole different. And you looking at them like, oh, yo, I seen it, yo. I seen dudes take all the bass out of their voice. I'm like, yo, what you doing? Who just had a different voice. And I'm talking from the hood. I'm talking about, I've seen guys that I know from New Jersey, Trenton, New Jersey. I've seen guys who sit out all day long, sit in front of the car, alleyway this, anyway here, doing boom, 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 doing this and that, you know, doing things they shouldn't be doing to make a living. And I've seen them type of dudes before. The same day go, because I've been there with them before, go to a, you know, predominantly white spot. And they get a couple of liquors in them and they sitting there talking out of their nose. Like, what's wrong with you? Because they got around, so it's real stupid looking, y'all. So sometimes, look, you may not know how your peoples get when they get around white people. This Caucasian European hypnosis thing is real. It's a spiritual illness, yo.
Mm-hmm.
So you know, but when white people see this stuff, it be some of them watch it, some of them appreciate the minstrel show. They like it. You know, a lot of time white people like to have black people around, you know, liven up the party and dance with them and stuff. But then you have a couple that be in the corner squatting, looking like, okay, yeah, I'm gonna get such and such back for what I see. That's what they do. And then when they do it, they all form Pelvotron. That's it. You know what I mean? That's what it is. You know, now this young man out here in Canada, his mother's running around trying to play Matlock and be a detective. It's a shame. It's a shame. Condolences to their family, man. How do you fix this? You know what I mean? Somebody in the comments in a previous video that I did on Jelani Day, the latest Jelani Day video, one of the comments was, how do we fix? What do we do from here? What do we do? Well, in Jelani Day's case, don't go to an all-white town by yourself and chill with white girls or to look for white girls. 99% white. Solved. How do you fix this? Don't go to an all-white house party. Solved. Come on, yo. Y'all know we can't even go to all-black house. Y'all know we got to have situational awareness when we go into a black house. You know what I mean? Who won't be there? Oh, where's that type of stuff?
Right.
But anyway, people, man, it ain't ain't rocket science. This is real messed up and up.
Now about the comment. He is absolutely 100% white, right. And this is what the Myron Fresh Fits don't understand. This is what now that young man's parents came from Canada. This ain't a black American. They don't care if you Nigerian. They don't care if you from Trinidad. They don't care if you whatever. You have to understand in America when they see a person of color, and even if you did come from America, but that situation is in Canada. So they got the same spirit in Canada like some of them do down here in America. In other places, you can end up literally losing your life. And if you don't get the right around the wrong people, and we say, and I know because we think we get up in the predominantly, some of us get up, and it's not everybody in the predominantly white area, but we do. But that does go through your mind that you don't know who's out there. Just like you gotta be cautious over black people, you gotta be cautious of where you go. I mean, and people that on that one video with them guys talk about Myron from Fresh and Fit, them the kind of guys that do some stuff like that. If they white nationalists, that's what they do. That's what that brother was saying. The second brother was saying. I'm trying to tell you. I said, people don't understand, man. And I've been young, so I've been around his age, and I was around that. But I think it was by the grace of God that could have happened to me. I went away to school luckily I had other people down there, but it was in Southeast Ohio, and my family didn't know where I was. I'm way down in this little small town, and outside, not about 2 hours away from Columbus, Ohio. And luckily, and I think I would tell you a story, but I was down, and I was the only black person down there with all these white students that come from all over Ohio and different other places, and they kept majority of the black and other foreign exchange students was on the third floor. But when you around, and I never acted like that because I'm balanced. I would hang out with my white friends, and I keep that bass in my voice. I ain't never changed my guy. And that's what I do when he was talking about. Cause, I've come across some black people like that. It's sad, man. It's really sad. It's like, why don't you just be yourself? Just be yourself. I understand you can't use certain terms or whatever, but damn, stay yourself. Because people start like, what the heck, man? And I've been in a party when they called the N-word. So luckily, and I couldn't get mad. There's nothing I can do. I'm the only black person there. I've been in the household when people say, that's why I know personally, I know this from personal experience, that you get around some people, they start feeling themselves, and they feel like you, and what is you the opposition, and this is of what they used to being around. There's a good demographic of white people, no offense, that never been around black people. You're like their first black friend. I've been around those kind of people, and they don't know how to adjust their reality because they have to adjust their mindset, because where they live at, it's like a normal Rockwell painting. It's like the normal Rockwell. If you ever see them old shows like the Waltons and Friends tied up together, that's what it is. It's nothing but them. And what the one guy said was about that's true. And everything that looks near their complexion is considered white till it's broken down to a certain degree. But you have to look practical like this so they don't know you're not one of these other nationalities, because but when they find you are with an accent from a different nationalities, whether you're Middle Eastern or Asian, whatever, when they get mad at them, they're gonna put them on the same racial chain. Now when they get mad, they invent a word and subject them to that word. America is one of the places that we invent racist terms for different groups of people. And guess where it started? I hate to say it, but white people started. They're the main ones that called every other racial group and was sticking on that group. So that's what I'm saying. And what these white nationalists do. They're the ones that do stuff like that. So I don't know why people like Myron think that else why. You can't be a Rachel Dolezal if you try to. You know how that one woman changed from she was a white woman, she changed her skin to a black woman. You can't Rachel Dolezal over there. Even if you lighten your skin like some celebrities do, you're still black. No matter what, you're still black. And I think that's a part of what he says. You got celebrities and people like black celebrities lighten up their skin when they get famous. Talking about they have some what's that skin disease? They ain't had nothing like that. They ain't no something had that skin. You know, Michael Jackson, different individuals. Like you look at Michael Jackson, he didn't look like that before. You didn't see his skin fading. But anyway, that's a whole other topic. But yeah, but it's you can see the mindset, and that's why I think as black people need healing. I think you need to go to the continent and heal seriously. And I mean, maybe get to a reserve area and be proud of what God has put on your skin and what your make up your nature is. I mean, because it's hard to get along, and I think it's beautiful to get along with other people. But damn, when you gotta feel like you gotta get along with other people, but you gotta hate a part of yourself and don't like to be around a part of yourself, then prejudice everybody that look like what your origin come from. That's something mentally wrong up there. It's like I made this, what I was saying, the story about my friend's wife when she said, I don't want to be around them. And I understand, like I said, we got some knuckleheaded people, black people in the community, they knuckleheads. But you don't penalize your own people, all you black people, because you're already an obstacle. And even if you go out there and you might meet some nice people who are white or other races, that's it, you know. But when push come to shove, people are gonna stick with what they know, what they used to, what their environment is. You might have one good person, but this is America, and everybody's gonna make a choice. So you better so my suggestion is don't turn on your own people. Hold wherever you move. If you do live in a suburb or a rural area, you're still black. They're gonna remind you in some form or fashion. That was kind of extreme, that last video, but that's where it can come down to. You know, somebody might not like this video, but this is the truth. There's some people, you don't know everybody. You just think because you're in a safe area, you got the good schools. I understand that. But these people, this is something. How can someone say this is something in the bloodline of black Americans and white Americans? That's all I'm going to say about that. It's generational. Go back, look at your history. The history will tell you what the present is. All right then, ladies and gentlemen, this has been a real interesting moment, but yeah, people like Myron, they're going to have a wake-up call. If someone bluntly tell you something like that, no matter, and he's been caught, and he act a fool for his crowd. Now it's hitting it right in the face. All right then, take care, be blessed, and let this be a lesson to people. Watch who your friends is. Don't always think the other side. Everybody's the same. In opposite or whatever. See the character of a person before you judge who they really is. Take care, be blessed.